Imagine living in a picture-perfect neighborhood where every lawn is manicured, kids play safely in the streets, and neighbors wave hello like old friends. That's how it started for the folks in Willow Creek, a cozy suburban enclave just outside a bustling city. Back in the early 2010s, families flocked there, drawn by the promise of community harmony enforced by their homeowners association, or HOA. The HOA was supposed to be the guardian angel collecting dues to keep the parks green, the pools sparkling, and the roads smooth. Everyone signed on, thinking it was the key to their American dream. But oh, how wrong they were. What began as minor gripes snowballed into a nightmare that turned their paradise into a soggy, uninhabitable mess, sparking a battle that exposed the dark underbelly of these so-called protectors. It all seemed fine at first. Sarah and Mike Thompson, a young couple with 2 kids, bought their first home there in 2012. They loved the community events, the strict rules that kept things no junk cars, no wild paint colors. The HOA board, led by a retired banker named Harold Jenkins, promised transparency and efficiency. Dues were reasonable, about $200 a month, funneled into maintenance funds. But whispers started circulating. A few residents noticed the playground equipment rusting, potholes appearing in the streets. When they complained at meetings, Harold brushed them off. "We're on a budget," he'd say with a smug grin. Little did they know, the board was dipping into those funds for personal perks, fancy dinners, unnecessary legal fees for petty disputes. One board member even used association money to landscape his own yard. The mismanagement was subtle at first, like a crack in a dam, but it was growing. Then came the rainy season of 2015. Willow Creek sat near a natural wetland, and the HOA had always touted their state-of-the-art drainage system as foolproof. But years of neglected maintenance meant clogged culverts and overgrown ditches. When a massive storm hit, dumping over 10 inches in 48 hours, the water had nowhere to go. Streets flooded within hours. Basements turned into swimming pools. Sarah woke up to her living room ankle-deep in murky water, toys floating like debris from a shipwreck. Mike rushed outside, only to see cars stalled, power lines sparking dangerously. But it didn't stop there. The flooding lingered because the HOA had ignored engineers' warnings about upgrading the pumps. Days turned into weeks, and the standing water bred mosquitoes by the millions. The air reeked of mildew and decay. What was once a vibrant neighborhood morphed into a boggy wasteland. Lawns turned to mud pits, foundations cracked, and mold crept up walls like a silent invader. The impact was devastating. Property values plummeted by 40% overnight. Families like the Thompsons couldn't sell. Who wants a house in a swamp? Health issues exploded. Kids developed asthma from the mold. Elderly neighbors suffered respiratory infections. One resident, an old widow named Mrs. Patel, had to be hospitalized after slipping in the muck and breaking her hip. Emotions ran high. Anger, betrayal, despair. "We trusted them with our homes, our lives," Sarah vented at an emergency meeting. But the board? They doubled down, blaming acts of God and hiking dues to cover emergency repairs that never materialized. Rumors swirled. Was Harold embezzling? Board members lawyered up, stonewalling inquiries. Tensions boiled over when a leaked email revealed they'd known about the drainage flaws for years, but prioritized cosmetic projects like new signs over critical infrastructure. The community fractured. Some defended the HOA, fearing anarchy without rules, while others screamed corruption. Fistfights nearly broke out at meetings. It was chaos, pure and raw. That's when the fight back ignited. Sarah, fed up and furious, rallied a group of neighbors. They pored over financial records late into the night, uncovering discrepancies. Thousands siphoned off for consulting fees to Harold's cronies. Armed with evidence, they hired a lawyer on a contingency basis, a bulldog type who specialized in HOA disputes. The lawsuit hit like a thunderclap, accusations of fraud, negligence, and breach of fiduciary duty. The board fought dirty, spreading lies about the plaintiffs being troublemakers and even trying to evict some for minor violations. Court hearings were electric, witnesses tearfully recounting lost dreams, experts testifying to preventable disasters. High drama unfolded when Harold took the stand, sweating under cross-examination, his excuses crumbling like wet soil. The turning point? A whistleblower from the board flipped, providing bank statements that proved embezzlement. The judge ruled in favor of the residents, ordering the HOA to pay millions in damages, dissolve the old board, and reform under strict oversight. Willow Creek began to heal, new drainage installed, homes repaired, though scars remained. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just one freak story. HOAs control millions of homes across America, wielding power like mini governments, yet with little accountability. They can fine you, foreclose on your house, dictate your life's details. In Willow Creek, the victory came at a cost: divided friendships, drained savings. It raises fiery questions. Are HOAs essential for order, or are they tyrannical overlords preying on homeowners? Do they protect property values or stifle freedom? And what if your own HOA is quietly heading down the same path? What do you think? Should HOAs be abolished altogether or reformed with ironclad rules? Have you battled your HOA and won, or are you suffering in silence? Share your wild stories in the comments below. I want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. If this tale got your blood pumping, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life dramas that expose the hidden truths in our everyday world. Your voice matters. Let's spark the debate.